Well.
Mike, I wish you'd come up here and elaborate on that.
Yeah, me too. Mike knows. He's got a lot of information, but he kind of keeps it, close inside. I don't blame him. I mean, shit, seems like some information can get you in trouble, and I'm glad I'm an ignorant redneck. It's healing. My lip is finally healing. See, that's where I'm at, the fucking. I don't see this coming. It would be too big of an operation, you know. This would make D-Day, Operation Overlord, look like shit with the secrets you'd have to keep kept, you know.
Look at the secrets that they've kept over 80 years.
Yeah, but this is different. If somebody's coming for them, these motherfuckers will be scattering like rats, man, for real. I understand that some people say that Nancy Pelosi going on with the impeachment trial, but you can't impeach a president who's not president anymore. You know what I mean?
I think what I bank a lot of my faith on is that Dow. How he was able to hold that Dow up to 30 and 31.
What are you talking about?
When we were clearly going through hell, especially with that fake virus and shit, all the unemployment, the Dow didn't move. It did not move, and that makes me hold the faith in that he was controlling that because we went back to the gold standard instead of being under the central banking system. He done tore that central banking system shit down.
I think we would have seen something to give us a sign. You know what I mean?
That was my sign. I mean, I had faith before, but when I stop and think back, the Dow never moved. That has to stand for something.
Yeah.
That holds a lot of weight.
I wouldn't doubt it to go up because people are going to be investing in Chinese companies,
Well, you seen where they was, what's his name? Pompeo turned in those papers the other day showing he had proof that China committed genocide against the Uyghurs.
That's that Muslim group, right?
No, it's well, yeah, it's spelled funny.
Yeah.
It's like Uigher or something, but it's pronounced Uyghurs.
Yeah, I saw somebody that did, and I think they do follow their Islamic.
Yeah, and he was using them as slaves, making Victoria's Secret's clothes and Nike shoes. That's why Trump signed that bill stopping like 10 exports of different products because he knew which products was being made by the Uyghurs as slaves. I mean, just things like that. I mean, you start piecing that many facts together, something's going to happen.
Did you hear about that container ship last week on its way from China to the United States? It lost in rough seas 750 containers.
Wonder what was in them.
I don't know. Imagine that. 750 containers.
It was on its way to here?
Yep, from China.
It's probably full of Nike shoes. Hey, Mike, what's up, buddy?
What's up, my brother?
What's happening? Been a minute.
All right. Tell me something good, finally.
All this stuff, like going over all the news articles, because Dirty Water, what I do is I'll take an article because a lot of people don't want to download these apps, right?
Yeah.
What I do is I spend hours in the morning, sometimes at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning until like 9 o'clock in the morning, going through all the different global articles everywhere. And then I post the best ones I find. And then sometimes I put my free thought on it. Now, going through, it's just like we all said, it's bullshit. What Biden is doing, and this is OFG. You can correct me if what I'm about to say comes off wrong, because I can't. I'm trying to remember. Obama a while back, before any of this happened, has stated, "I ran my presidency with just a pen." Okay, the reason why that's significant is Biden just recently supposedly told his staffers, "I don't need you. I can run my presidency with a pen." Somebody reminded me recently, don't forget that Obama also said that he has no interest in running to be president again, but he wouldn't mind being a Manchurian candidate, kind of helping behind the scenes.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
I seen that. Yep.
1, 2, and 3, when you add it up together, that's what I meant by this. This is the people's heads aren't pulling out of the ass. They're not seeing what he's doing. Basically, he's doing exactly what we said he was going to do. He went in, he asked a Keystone job as an ex-oil field worker. I knew that was a bad deal. I knew he was going to do it.
Yep.
And what did he do right after that, by the way? He reenacted a pipeline overseas in the Middle East.
Yep.
So now we're paying for a pipeline in the Middle East when families are starving tonight.
Yep.
Okay, so then what did he do? He went in and he reversed another Trump policy. I think the most recent one he did was abortion. He reversed everything back to the way it was in the Obama administration with abortion. You know what I mean? Now, this is all executive orders. This isn't like, people need to understand that, yes, you can do stuff with the pen because they could drag it out. That's what Obama did. He did a bunch of executive orders knowing that they were going to be dragged out in a court and nothing would happen by longevity, meaning they could still get away with it.
Have you done any research on the, you can go to us.gov and look up those executive orders, federal executive orders.
I haven't done that because I've been.
You can pick which president you want to see, and if you click on Biden, there's 0. If you click on Trump, it's showing that he signed executive orders February 22nd.
See, I didn't know that. And there's been speculation about that. I mean, honestly, I've been asked about it, and it's been hard for me to get any intel back for people I know, being the fact that almost like 1 in 3 people in my family, if you got us together, active duty military or has been. Right. So it's been hard for me to get anything out of anybody other than what we all basically know. Although my old boss is in the Army Airborne, and what he said was depressing, which I disagree with, which is he said we basically have lost. The Republicans have basically lost permanently to the Democrats.
No, I don't believe it.
Unless enough people come together over it.
Well, you know how that makes sense to me? They blatantly rigged this last election and got away with it.
Right.
You know? And as long as we got proof, and we have proof, I mean, they got proof. As long as they have, then it was a fraudulent election. And game over, Trump's president.
Yeah, but when? You know,
you guys look. Realistically, Trump did do the military because Trump had the power to do the military, right? Mm-hmm. However, Biden and all them wanted that done to basically appease, to my opinion, to make himself look like China. I remember this article, and I posted a screenshot of the picture of it and attached it to an article I did earlier. And it was Biden walking, looking at the troops with the Chinese dictator, but it was more or less his facial expression that I noticed as he was walking, kind of like a nice kind of look. Everything he's doing just pans up to his hatred to Trump. And the sad part is they're going to let us suffer. Okay, we have a Democrat right now saying there's no problem. We're going to print out more money to fund all this. Okay, you can't just do that. Their plan is to run the economy down to the point to where they're going to push that great reset on us. You know what I mean? That all the other governments want.
Well, I tend to believe it's going to be great awakening instead of the great reset.
OFG, I'm not losing hope on that. That's why I keep saying, if you notice, my words are people need to pull their heads out of their ass and realize and do some real research.
That ain't gonna happen, Mike. That ain't gonna fucking happen, brother.
There's just not enough of us.
This is like, there's not enough free thinkers. This shit going on right now is like what with Rome with their bread and circus. You know, here's your free shit. Watch your cable TV. Shut the fuck up. You know,
epidemic. Okay, here's the other thing. And Dirty Water, you're hitting it right on the head. Because I was just telling somebody else this, and naturally it caused an argument. But I was like, people have been spoon fed for so fucking long with all this aid. And yeah, it's a good thing, but over time it's made people easy to control because they've lost ambition and drive because they're so used to having a handout. Do you get what I'm saying?
What do you think about the Nursara and Gursara?
That I don't even know. I couldn't tell you.
I think they'll win the tennis tournament next year at Wimbledon.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Clarence.
I don't.
I heard twang chong, ching chong, wong, ching chong.
My whole thing about this, like names, I'm gonna be bad about. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Names, I'm gonna be bad about. Our names about people that I see coworkers. I couldn't tell you what their names are. I got nicknames for them now. The only coworker I remember their name is a girl named Raven, and that's because it sticks out because it's unique. You know what I mean?
Well, look, do some research on Nursara, NERSAR.
What I can tell you is this: according to my friend that's in Israel, they're in their news has been bought, and over in Giza and all that. Remember how Trump was trying to create peace? Yeah. Biden's redoing all that too. You know what I mean?
Well, I think all his executive orders he's doing is fake.
6 executive orders. I posted about in less than 4 or 5 hours. That was what I was able to find this morning.
I still, because I still have to go back to, them saying, oh, we're going to go into this big depression and shit. We never did. And, the Dow stayed at 30 and above. And that was Trump's way of saying that we have control.
They needed to. If they don't
or I'm going to play devil's advocate with you motherfuckers. Or the New World Order is so far in control of this shit that even no matter what happened to Trump, they got it covered. The market's going to stay like it is.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I've been worried about. Is how deep.
Well, the whole time Obama was in office, it stayed at like 19, 20 on a good day.
You know why? Because the big banksters and the corrupt elite were controlling it. Bingo. To me, that's what's happening now. Trump's out of there. They ran him off, and he's done.
That's off. He's been cut off by what? How many banks is it, Clarence? What is it like?
Who knows? But what it is,
was like 5. I think it was 5.
5, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to gut his family out of their country.
And they'll probably do it. They're probably going to hold him for ransom to him.
Realistically speaking, I think what Dirty Water just said is actually what's going on. I think Soros-funded Antifa is a distraction in BLM. I think that's why they're still active and doing stuff. Like I said, yesterday, the mayor had to be evacuated out of this one town because they went into the building and started taking down the flag and attacking a journalist. You know,
but they're doing it to Democratic buildings.
Yeah, still. But how come?
You know why? They didn't get paid.
How come? I can't even recall Biden coming out and defending the fact that they destroyed the DNC headquarters in Oregon.
Yep.
He still won't denounce them.
Yep.
But I do.
But at this point, it don't matter what they do to Trump. It ain't. Trump ain't in control of anything right now. It's our military.
In order for socialism to overtake a country like America, you can only do it from within or from above. And I think that's what I wonder is, I'm not saying this happened. I'm just saying, how many politicians have possibly been bought already?
Every goddamn one of them.
They're saying 90%. They're saying 90% of them.
See, that's why I don't think this is going to fly. And that ain't Washington. That shit, that's trickle down corruption. That goes all the way to Washington down to your city council. I guarantee you.
I still hold faith in our military, though.
They're also trying to get everything that they said. So all
the military is not large enough or strong enough to contain this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough of them.
They would
Well, if this is a worldwide thing, I don't think it's just our military. They have allies.
They tear up Washington. That shit's going to lead to every state capital. You know what I'm saying? With the corruption.
That was all Antifa.
No. If everybody in Washington's corrupt, I guarantee you every goddamn state is corrupt too.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Or
the representatives from each state go up there and they try to siphon off as much money to send home to their constituents as possible.
See, the thing is the banks have already been funding all of this because the younger royalty people, Prince William and all them, they're pushing for the Great Reset. The politicians in Europe are pushing for the Great Reset. Canada's pushing for the Great Reset. Mexico is kind of sounding like they're kind of thinking about it. So this is all in a form to accomplish kind of and I've never believed in a word like Illuminati, but I'm telling you, this election has really got me thinking more about some shit that some people used to tell me that I kind of wish I didn't just pawn them off to be crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep. I hear you. I've been saying that for years, man. Illuminati.
Nah.
And it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
It's family.
I think it's the Jew-minati.
I think.
Oh God, I said it. Oh no. Oh no, I said the forbidden word.
You're gonna get the show. Here's the thing. Every group in history has always used the Jews to. Why is that? Me and my wife were talking about that the other day. How come? It was like after we were reading the Bible, ironically, we were both talking about it, and she asked me, how come every group in history that has ever had a problem with something always blamed the Jews? And it goes back to the Bible. Even in the Bible, they were blamed. You know why?
Wait. Only in certain areas where they were at.
Only in certain areas?
Yeah, Japan never had a problem with the Jews. Neither did China, Manchuria, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia.
No, they had a problem with other groups.
Right. The only places people had a problem with Jews is where the fuck the Jews was at. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say that. I got too many friends there. I can't say that.
Well, I'm not. Oh, don't throw me under the bus.
I'm not.
I do support Palestine, by the way.
No. I am all about. My thing is peace, ultimately. And as a Christian, yes, I do believe in the thing Trump was trying to do was very significant for Bible prophecy, and Biden's already trying to return all that. But I'm not going to get into that right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a bunch of crap myself. I mean.
Right. You're right. And religion is one of those things to where, as an ex-Satanist, I can honestly say throughout my life, the things that I'm starting to believe in and look at the world in is complete polar opposite of what myself even earlier last year would have even thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me say this. I thank God a lot. Don't get me wrong. I believe in God, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thank God for letting me live this long so I could realize how stupid I was. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm amazed I've lived this long, honestly.
Me too. I should have been dead years ago.
That's, but like I said, I don't really want to get into the religion thing, but I will stay on point with the politics thing to be saying that you need to be paying attention to why Biden. And this is what I told somebody, and he didn't like it because he was actually from somewhere else, from Pakistan. But you need to pay attention to the executive orders he's signing right now, because after they're done with Donald Trump's, That's when they're going to start pushing the more extreme liberal platform agendas that you were hearing about that people wanted passed throughout last year and the year before. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's what it is. And the only hope that we have is if a Patriot Party is actually founded to be a total polar opposite of what is going on. But keep in mind of whenever that happens, there will be a polar opposite of their group come off too.
Let me ask your opinion on one thing, Mike. Is this wave, this push for control, is it based in communism or fascism?
Right now, what we're looking at is the baby steps of I call it the baby steps of communism, because what we had is you have democratic socialist programs that I even believe if they could be fixed could possibly work. Saying that, I don't believe in socialism. However, you can't just say somebody believes in something because of one little idea. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's baby steps because now you have people like AOC, Obama, and other people that are pushing more extreme socialism. So once that goes,
that's the word I was going to use. Extreme. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're more
So
that what they're talking is not socialism. That's communism. You know.
It's a step.
Right.
Go ahead and say the C word. It's communist.
You don't get there right away though. You have to go through the steps. Like you're going to get through the step of socialism, which is what you saw in Venezuela. You were talking about Venezuela the other night when I was on here. I was just in the room, but you were talking about Venezuela. Like if you look at how their government is, I think that's what you're going to see. You see a lot of democratic socialists in the 90s and the early 2000s giving interviews, and even celebrities talking about, have you been to this country? Look how amazing it is to be there, and how free thinking it is, and how advanced, and this and that. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're gonna see a push for that. My fear is them printing off all the money to the point to where our currency, your $50 bill is going to be worth $5 bill. That's my fear. Because once that happens, that's when they're going to say, how are we going to fix it? Oh, wait, we have this revolutionary new idea that all the countries want to do. You get where I'm going with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still lost on, all right, I'm not a genius on this shit, fellas. Okay, Nazi Germany was National Socialist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Russia was communist. Isn't
Russia
that, I mean,
full-blown communist.
But they fought like cats and dogs. But if you listen to socialists and communists, it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
You want to know why? I thought about this. I realized I was just having coffee and smoking a joint, just thinking to myself, and it hit me. Communism is the ultimate power trip for somebody. You know what I mean? To have total control over a people is the ultimate power drug, and power is the ultimate drug and deceiver. That's when the truly wicked side is going to come out in people. You know what I mean? Name one. I'll tell you what. Give me, because I can't see the room. If anybody's saying anything different, honestly. But if name me one dictator that was actually positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me one.
I was reading the Falcons comments. He's throwing in some good stuff too.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and look at them, but you know what I mean? Because I can't see them because I'm on my phone on StreamYard, so all I see is you three. If I go back last time I tried.
All right, here's one. He said the only two political ideologies in the history of the world that have been able to not only halt communism in their countries but keep it out, and that's Italian fascism and German National Socialism.
How so? All of those systems failed.
Well, not at the same time, you know.
Same time, but I'm just
saying. The Russian communism failed, what, 1989, 87, 89, something like that?
Closer to 90?
87. It was under Reagan's watch. It was probably 87.
Oh, then it was. Yeah, it was way later, earlier. Yeah.
He became president in 1980, so that would have been his second. Yeah, 87.
Right. but Putin is a diehard to go back to that though. Right now, that's another thing that you need to be watching out for. Is Putin is going against the UN already and pushing against stuff, and he's already been seen to be making those deals with China. The only country that seems to want to stand up to China is Australia.
Shit, Australia's damn near sold their entire country to them goddamn slant motherfuckers.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Then I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong because I heard.
Oh yeah, Australia. Goddamn, them some rice ball eating fucking cobbers. You know.
And the thing is China is about one thing, China, and that's it. Like they devastate every country that they overtake.
Yep.
And then they kill off the people if they're not beneficial to them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's what they're wanting to do here.
Well, yeah, because if you could conquer, everybody knows to be able to get a one world type of system that what you were talking about earlier, you would have to conquer America. But America can't be conquered from any other way other than within or from above from bombs.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna make me a drink. China wants to conquer the U.S., right? But you know what they got to do first? It's conquer the white man. I ain't bullshitting. They're wanting to stomp on and kick the shit out of the white man's culture.
I know.
That's why we're all protected as racist or soy boys or faggots or some other kind of bullshit.
No, I know. And it boils my blood.
The white man is the hardest goddamn race in the world to conquer and make slaves out of.
What upsets me about it is yeah. Like that thought right there, that's what they want. And that's what I hope people don't go into. You know what I mean? My wife, because remember I told you guys the other day, my wife's Black, Puerto Rican, and Native, and she got on to me earlier today. She was like, don't take this the wrong way, but you know what I mean? Don't fall into that type of thought process. And I forgot what I said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, and that's what I'm saying. It hit me right then that's what they want you to fall into. And we can't go into that.
That's what the media has been pushing all this time.
You hear me, Dirty Water?
What's that, bro?
My wife even corrected me because remember I told you she's Black, Puerto Rican, Native. And she corrected me earlier because I said something. I can't remember what it was. And she's like, don't slip into that because that's what they want you to do. And I was like, and it hit me that's how bad it is. They want us to go backwards, and we can't let them do that.
They've already pushed us back 50 fucking years, at least.
Right. But what I'm saying is not everybody's on that wavelength. Like my in-laws in Tennessee, they're not like that. They're actually pretty well off, and they're not racist at all. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying is the biggest evil motherfucker on the market today is the white man.
True.
Watch any goddamn news, any show, any commercial.
Right.
The white man is a sitcom. He's a blubbering fucking idiot. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you know.
It was funny because you said that somebody was telling me earlier today, actually, that, and I'm trying to remember who it was, that they were getting upset at the fact that they were watching TV. I feel like it was a customer actually that was telling me it, that they were getting upset that every other commercial was, and they were a black couple, but was focused on race or LGBT.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And what it is accept my way of thought, and damn your way of thought. Accept my feelings, fuck your feelings. Accept my history, don't accept your history. You know what I mean? And that's an upsetting thing to fathom. And it's history repeating itself in a weird way. You know what I mean? But we have to stay rational and be free thinkers and can't fall backwards.
Yep. I agree.
So, I mean, that's where I'm at with all that. But it's a trip because I got a scar in the back of my head that's fairly large I got on my 18th birthday from a bunch of skinheads that jumped me and left me to die in the park.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? In junior high school, I stood up to this kid that his dad was part of the Klan or something, and I stood up to him. And actually, I ended up calling Two-Face because I flipped out. That was when they put me in the hospital the first time, one of the first times, dirty water. But when I was a kid, because I grabbed his hair, just started pounding it into the side of the corner of the desk. It was an RSP class, you know, those cubicles. And he showed up to school the next day with half his face all bruised up or whatever. You know what I mean? So what I'm getting at is I stood up for freedom and unity and American principles my whole life. I've never seen race, but lately it's like the media pushes it there. So I see exactly what you guys are saying.
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm old. I grew up through the 60s. My wife grew up through the 50s and 60s. You know what I mean? We've gone through this whole racial thing over our lives. We went through the civil rights era and all this shit, equal affirmative action and everything. And it got to where everything was kind of chilled out. And now all of a sudden, everything's about your goddamn skin color. And all this shit, you watch commercials and TV shows, they attacked the culture where the white man was the head of the household for a functioning nuclear family with 2.5 kids and a dog named Spot.
That's on the BLM
website. That's what they're destroying right there. And before they can destroy that, they got to make us white dudes go the fuck away.
That's what they've actually said. BLM was actually founded by two extreme radical feminists, LGBT members themselves, okay?
Yeah, they fucking lesbians, yeah.
Okay, so they've always believed that. It's my theory that they use the males that's around them as nothing more than muscle, basically. You know what I mean? When you study their footage from their riots, protests, and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? But it's reverse tactics, and that pisses me off too, because how are you going to call yourself a group for positive change, right? When you're stepping on what Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, even Rosa Parks.
Well, all right, dude. It's like this. It's like this. It's like you get a disconnected portion of the population that's low IQ and subject to fucking mass propaganda bombs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We all know propaganda is aimed at the less intelligent, the low IQ motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They've got this whole country. Half this country is a bunch of stupid motherfuckers with purple hair, don't know which bathroom to use.
Or
you know what I mean?
My work has a bathroom that's our bathrooms are two bathrooms that have a male and female on it. You know, tripped me out when I first got hired there and I seen that, but I just keep my opinion to myself. You know what I mean? Because that's the time. That's what I'm saying about my father-in-law, Joofy, the one I did that episode about. That's currently part of the Innocence program. Like he's fighting to be released right now.
Yeah.
He's a Crip or ex-Crip. He's a preacher now, but he's an ex-Crip. You know what I mean? And he told me something a while back when I was visiting him. He said, just remember this, no matter what pops off, just stay in your lane. You know what I mean? He goes, that shit's for the streets too. Just stay in your lane. Remember that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Don't fall back. Just stay in our lane.
2/3 of the country don't know what their lane is, though.
They're just
bingo. Goddamn Clarence, bingo.
What'd you say?
2/3 of the country don't know what lane they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
Very true. Very, very fucking true. You know, I told a customer earlier today, one of my favorite things to tell customers when they come through my line, because I'm a cashier, is well, I go, you know, they're like, how you doing today? I'm like, I'm doing fantastic today. I said, plus, if I was doing it any other way, I mean, the way I look at it is no matter what gripe you have or complaint that you have, somebody else always has a bigger complaint or gripe. And no matter what you've been through, somebody else has been through it or know somebody that's been through it.
Yep.
I mean, that's just what it is. So I say I just watch life going through on the conveyor belt, man. You know what I mean?
You know what, dude? That ties in with this goddamn victim mentality they've been shoving down everybody's throats.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a victim. You've got it so goddamn bad because the white man has it so fucking good.
Tom McDonald's Straight White Man, one of my favorite songs, describes that perfectly.
You know what I mean? That's the excuse now. Oh, you poor brown motherfucker. You're suffering because there's a white motherfucker over there. What the goddamn fuck?
Well, my thing is this: is we've had a black.
This is the same goddamn shit that Hitler used on the goddamn German population in the 1930s.
Yeah. Okay, but here's
look at these goddamn Jews, man. They tearing everything. Well, goddamn it. You got it's the same goddamn shit.
Here's
the white man now that went at the Jews earlier.
Right. I mean, here's the irony of the whole thing. How the victimology is not just so much a black thing as much as it is an environmental thing. Because I lived in neighborhoods in Sacramento and other areas to where it was projects, you know what I mean, one way in and one way out type of thing, where people the cost barely went over there, you know what I mean? And it's an environment thing, because I've seen white people acting the same way as I've seen the black people acting, as I've seen Mexicans acting, as I've seen everybody else acting. It was an environmental thing. They're like, oh, we're here because of this. I went through this because of this. Do you get what I'm saying? It's almost like an epidemic, really. When you look at it from a mental health aspect, you can only come back to an epidemic.
They've excused all their mental illness, saying every goddamn problem you got is caused by a goddamn cracker. You know what I mean?
It's always on somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like,
there's no personal responsibility for your actions.
My brother.
They all forgot the saying that, you know, they seen a man crying because he didn't have any shoes, but he looked over and seen a man with no legs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's this spoiled ass fucking entitlement crowd.
Yeah.
It's goddamn sickening. These motherfuckers don't want to work and do shit. They want to go to college and party and get a degree in underwater cosmic interstellar basket weaving.
I will tell you this. I had an African friend of mine I had a class with at Sacramento City College, and he gave me a ride one time, and he had 2 fucking jobs. He went to school full time, and he was from Africa, right?
Hell yeah.
Mad. Now, people are going to hate me for this, but he got mad when we were driving through South Sac, because you had to get through South Sacramento to get to Sacramento City College, because it's right off the Freeport. So he goes, I can't do the African accent right now, but he said, he goes, I just don't understand how I could work 2 jobs and go to school full time, and they're mad and blaming all their problems on everything around here, and I can do it. Granted, he had like caffeine, like cups, like coffee cups everywhere in his car, but still, you know what I mean?
It's programming, it's brainwashing. All this goddamn propaganda has told this generation that every fucking problem you got, you can blame on somebody else.
I mean, I just been
it ain't your fault. You're special. Here, we'll give you a trophy for finishing 8th place in a 7-person tournament. You know,
exactly. Yeah. I've been thinking about different people that I've known a lot lately, and like my homeboy Rue, he's from Jamaica. And he drove this Jimmy, and it was broken down, man. And I'm talking beat the fuck up, just broken down as shit. And you know what I mean? He sold weed or whatever. So I got in one time, and there's TVs in it and just like all this other stuff. And I go, why do you let it look like shit on the outside? And he said, because no one's going to try to break in if they think it looks like this from the outside. You know what I mean? And they would take it to a spot and pull down these 3 jars. And I got another one for you. This guy, this guy that looked homeless, he dressed homeless. They used to come in a Rayleigh's grocery store on the Thomas Boulevard. And he got like this $5,000 money order every single 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And I asked him one time, I said, why do you dress like this? And I mean, you literally smell like BO, like you smell like you live on the streets. And I can't figure it out. I just have to ask, because I was a courtesy clerk, like the bagger, you know? And had a nice whip and everything. He said, because nobody has asked me for a dime or asked me what I do for a living or even looks my direction whenever I dress this way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I've been
thinking 45 minutes there.
What's that? Right. I got to kill it and come back, y'all.
I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, man. I'm going to spend some time till